my channel guys, and I'm so sorry that I have not uploaded a video since a long time. So let me update you about what all happened when I was not on YouTube. But first, let me clean up a bit. I'll see you after that. Much better, right? Now, you all know that the ports on my router were bad and I was not able to use the internet connection for a long time. I had to wait for around one to 2 months, and then I got my new modem. So the old modem that my neighbor gave me was a basic TP-Link modem, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So I was not able to use the internet connection for a long time. I was not able to upload the videos for the same reason. Now I got this modem from TP-Link in 1 to 2 months. Although they gave me an upgrade, but it took a very long time. So just watch the unboxing of this router and I'll be back with you. So this is the new router that I have received from TP-Link. So let's quickly open the box. Yeah, keep this aside. So this is the driver CD, installation CD. This is a quick start installation guide. This is the general public license notice. Okay, the power adapter. Oh, it's huge and bulky. And the modem itself. The modem is light. Okay, what I get an ADSL adapter, which I will not need because I now have a cable connection. Ethernet cable not required because I'll be using the router mode. And I'll be using it via Wi-Fi. Extra cables for the modem, and these are the 3 antennas. Wow, this looks good. 1, 2 and 3 are for the antennas. This is the ADSL if you want to connect the ADSL line, the telephone line. 2 USB ports, Wi-Fi on-off switch, reset button, WAN LAN, where this is where the cable connection goes in, and these are the 3 LAN ports for manually connecting with the cable. And there's a power on-off. Power cable goes in here, and you should always peel this off because it turns hot. And if you don't, then it may heat up too much and create problems. Okay, so you connect it like this. Second one goes like this. Now there is another story in this video, and the story is I planned a ride. We were 4 friends on 3 Royal Enfields. One was a Pillion, and we planned a ride to Karjat. Karjat is like 110 kilometers away from Mumbai. So we are a total of 4 riders. One is Pillion and 3 are riding. We are moving towards Powai now, and I think we need to fill up the fuel and then we'll leave. Yeah, they need to fill up as well, so let's do it. Fueling done. Now we are leaving. And the road is now all straight, so you might not have to turn anywhere. We are first we are moving towards Powai, and the weather is really cool. It's not very chilly. It's cool. So we were all excited that we are going for a long ride after a very long time. I was carrying spare batteries and my SD cam was charged and I wanted to record the best video that I could. But then this happened. You see this camera mount? Now it has teeth here on both the sides. These teeth broke and I literally just caught the camera in my hand. The recording stopped then and there. I had to keep the camera back in my bag and I was very disappointed that I could not record anything for you guys. And वो कभी कभी बोलते हैं ना कुछ दिन ही खराब होते हैं. We moved towards Karjat and this happened. This is the place where your gear lever is on the left side. This is the left RH cover. Suddenly I hear a sound while I was riding. As soon as I stopped, I see that the oil was pouring out on the road. So I was a bit scared why the oil is leaking at such a level, it was draining very fast. So this is what that happened. You see this crack? And this is the portion that broke. It fits like this. The reason it broke because there is a big nut here. That nut came loose and it was circling inside with the chain. There is a timing chain here, a gear chain on the clutch plates here, and it was revolving and it hit the bottom and that broke it completely. So I'm not really sure if it is a manufacturing fault or it went loose while riding, but this is what happened. And the place where we were, it was like a gaon and nobody rode Royal Enfields there. They were all like Hero Hondas. So it was very difficult to find a mechanic. We searched for around, hours and hours to get it welded or something so that we can move. So I'm not trying to defame Royal Enfield, but this is not the quality that we expect. I think it's just my experience that it happened with me, but if it happens to anyone while they are riding, then it's very bad. A big thank you to my friends Krunal, Jeff and Misal who took a lot of pain to take me to the Panvel showroom. It was Pratima Motors or Prerna Motors, I'm not sure. I went to that service center and we had to wait for about half an hour or so and we bought the RH cover. It was not for the BS3 engine, it was a BS4 engine. So the oil seal for the gear shaft place was big and the regular oil seal was not fitting there. The part costed me a whopping 1,800 bucks. So we moved back to the place where the bike was parked in Karjat. It was like 40 kilometers one way and 40 kilometers coming back. We got that fixed and the oil from that gear shaft was still leaking, and the reason for that was the BS4 oil seal was not available. We somehow came back to Mumbai. We got the oil filter and oil changed at a local mechanic there. We got it fixed and I came back to Mumbai. Now I went to Ishna Wheels because the oil was leaking from the oil seal. Just to change the oil seal that comes out from outside and you just place it in, they charged me 590 rupees just to fix the oil seal. That could have just taken like 40 or 50 bucks maximum. So I guess owning a Royal Enfield is like owning cars. Parts are expensive, the labor is very expensive, maintenance is expensive. So if you're planning to buy a Royal Enfield, just make sure you have all this in mind. It's like maintaining a small car, similar to that. So I recently just got some parts from Gearbest that I ordered for my SJ cam and it came in about 20-25 days. So let's see what is there in it. It has these 3M VHP tapes. So for those who don't know what is VHP is a very high bonding. So it's better than regular 3M tapes. Now this is a flat surface mount. This is a curved surface mount. 1, 2 and 3. These 3 tapes. I get one more flat mount. Another curved mount, another VHP tape, like 4 screws, and a tether so that the camera doesn't fall. It also comes with VHP tape. This is the tether to hold the camera on the helmet. This is the J mount. This is the only thing that is required, along with this curved mount. If you are planning to install the camera on the front of your helmet. The J mount, there is another mount, this, and this. I got all this for under $6. I didn't have to pay any customs or anything for it, fortunately. So well, thank you for watching the video, guys. I think video थोड़ा लंबा हो गया, लेकिन अगर यहाँ तक देख ही लिया तो like करके जाना, and please subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos. Bye bye.